Seasons change sooner than you think. Switch to all-season tires for better traction and performance. Choose from 17 Toyota recommended tire brands. Count on the right tires at the right price, thanks to Toyota's Price Match Promise.
Imagine finding your dream home with the help of a trusted partner. Sheyi Ajetomobi understands the importance of finding the perfect space for your unique story.
Hi, I am Sheyi Ajetomobi, your dedicated guide in the world of real estate. Whether you're a first-time home buyer, you're looking to upgrade, or you're selling your home, or you want to invest in investment property, we are here to help.
From modern condos to charming family homes, Sheyi has a wide range of properties tailored to your needs and lifestyle.
My experienced associate and myself are committed to making your real estate journey seamless. We handle all the details while you focus on making memories in your new home.
Don't just take our word for it. Sheyi's satisfied clients rave about their stress-free experiences with Harmony Homes. Find your perfect home with Sheyi Ajetomobi, where your story begins. Contact us today. Sheyi Ajetomobi, your trusted partner in real estate.
Is it?
Goes on the belt or pocket, and then the back of the head. Anywhere you like. You can set up with on the back of the head.
Imagine finding your dream home with the help of a trusted partner. Sheyi Ajetomobi understands the importance of finding the perfect space for your unique story.
Hi, I am Sheyi Ajetomobi, your dedicated guide in the world of real estate. Whether you're a first-time home buyer, you're looking to upgrade, or you're selling your home, or you want to invest in investment property, we are here to help.
From modern condos to charming family homes, Sheyi has a wide range of properties tailored to your needs and lifestyle.
My experienced associate and myself are committed to making your real estate journey seamless. We handle all the details while you focus on making memories in your new home.
Don't just take our word for it. Sheyi's satisfied clients rave about their stress-free experiences with Harmony Homes. Find your perfect home with Sheyi Ajetomobi, where your story begins. Contact us today. Sheyi Ajetomobi, your trusted partner in real estate. Imagine finding your dream home with the help of a trusted partner. Sheyi Ajetomobi understands the importance of finding the perfect space for your unique story.
Hi, I am Oluseyi Ajetomobi, your dedicated guide in the world of real estate. Whether you're a first-time home buyer, you're looking to upgrade, or you're selling your home, or you want to invest in investment property, we are here to help.
From modern condos to charming family homes, Sheyi has a wide range of properties tailored to your needs and lifestyle.
My experienced associate and myself are committed to making your real estate journey seamless. We handle all the details while you focus on making memories in your new home.
Don't just take our word for it. Sheyi's satisfied clients rave about their stress-free experiences with Harmony Homes. Find your perfect home with Sheyi Ajetomobi, where your story begins. Contact us today. Sheyi Ajetomobi, your trusted partner in real estate. Imagine finding your dream home with the help of a trusted partner. Sheyi Ajetomobi understands the importance of finding the perfect space for your unique story.
Hi, I am Oluseyi Ajetomobi, your dedicated guide in the world of real estate. Whether you're a first-time home buyer, you're looking to upgrade, or you're selling your home, or you want to invest in investment property, we are here to help.
From modern condos to charming family homes, Sheyi has a wide range of properties tailored to your needs and lifestyle.
My experienced associate and myself are committed to making your real estate journey seamless. We handle all the details while you focus on making memories in your new home.
Don't just take our word for it. Sheyi's satisfied clients rave about their stress-free experiences with Harmony Homes. Find your perfect home with Sheyi Ajetomobi, where your story begins. Contact us today. Sheyi Ajetomobi, your trusted partner in real estate.
put our ground out. Please let us put our full name. This debate is being recorded, so people have alleged that they might take it to court, report this to Premier, and everything we have been doing from day one, which I've told the legal chairman, needs to be documented through a case we go the other way. People that have been here for so long know what happened in Adams. We went to court, and this went to from my experience. Everything were being tabled. So this is one of the evidence we might need if we go that route, right? So please, apart from M4, which is their corporate sponsor that are campaign, we know who they are. Every other person, please let's have a full name, like I say, an iPhone. Let's have your name, and when question time comes, we will unmute you. And please raise up your hand. We will entertain environmental question. This is an environmental question. You ask a question, the guy is trying to answer, another question comes up, like, what would you try to answer a question? Shut you up. The person responds. Then we give next person to give your hand. Okay. So that the question to take them 1 5 minutes. And Jane, if you are here, Jane, please, I'd like you to message me. I'm going to also make you a code with Jane so that you can also balance things with the back again. I said everything has to be balanced. Jane, please, you have been wonderful in volunteering this initiative. I'd like you to just message me so that I can also, yeah, I'll watch you also. I can watch people. My eyes might not be able to take everybody. As I'm watching, Jane is watching, Roger is also watching. And everybody can take everybody. So if anybody has a question, please just type it right now. I think we are starting. I'm just going to correspond with Benga and therefore let me go to the next and I'll get back to everybody. We're also live on YouTube, which I'll be sharing my screen. Presently, we have 36 people in this room. These people can only take 100 pictures. It would be nice for you to share this link to your friends and loved ones that want to join in. When we hit 100, nobody will be able to enter because we are using an ENS profile account, and that is the limit they are set. So if you have any question, please type it in the comment. I'll be here to answer you. Thank you, everybody. Once again, we're so sorry.
With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north, strong and free. From far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Shall never be in vain. To serve with heart and mind, one nation bound in freedom, peace and unity. Oh God of creation, direct our noble cause. Lead us right, help our youth the truth to know. In love and honesty to grow and live in just and to build a nation where
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for making it today. We are here for the presidential and the treasurer live debate for the election. We are sorry for starting a little bit behind schedule, so due to some technical issues that we are trying to resolve. I also want to inform you today that one of the contestants for the presidential positions has stepped down as this afternoon by name of Uza Amaka Nwigwe, so he won't be at this debate. Also, there's the second contestant for the treasurer position, Mr. Ihan Ivoko. He's unavoidably absent from the debate. However, he has a recorded video that will be played for him. Also, he has also joined online to take questions that will be thrown at him. So, having said that, once again, I want to welcome the contestants for making it today for this live debate. And like I will always say, this is a big deal for the presidential position the most. But I want to also plead with all of us here. Let's try, and I know it will be a tough one, but please, this debate should be more about telling us and the community what we are bringing to the table. I wouldn't want to see everybody will start attacking ourselves. Please, we should be civil in our communication. We should take everything easy, and let's make the most out of the moment. Thank you so much. I'll hand over the microphone to the anchors. Promise?
All right, then. This is the moment we've been waiting for, when the debate will take place for the most powerful seats in our community. Onya, are you prepared? Are you ready for these people?
I am excited.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well, as you well know, my name is Promise Okoy. I am your brother, a member of the community. But we've decided that today we'll take this bullet on your behalf for the contestants, and we would help to ask the questions just the way you want them. Onyi, what do you want to tell them?
Thank you very much. Good evening, everyone. To our viewers online, good evening. We would just like to indulge and ask that you please, when you're sending your questions to the candidates, please try and be civil, be nice to them. Don't send any question that will attack their personality. Please let the questions be related to the position that they are vying for and any other thing you have with regards to the community at large, but not with regards to their individual personalities. And we hope that you enjoy the debate this evening. Thank you so much. Over to you.
Absolutely. So sit tight. Make sure you put those questions, keep them coming. Make sure as well that we are having your full participation. And at the end of this evening, I can assure you that we'll walk out of this place, our minds ready on who is going to lead ANS next. Thank you very much for your time. Those of you in-house BOT chairman, I see you. Other members of your committee, we see you. Contestants, you're all here. You're looking so pepped and ready. So we will go almost immediately, and so that we don't keep you all waiting. Thank you for your time. God bless you.
Have the debate.
And to do that, we invite Philip Okunaya. Philip Okunaya is a candidate for the position of treasurer. Please come up the stage. Let's have you. Thank you. Those of you in the house, guys, just clap for him now. Clap for him. The man is looking handsome. You're going right up there. Just get yourself any stand there. You have the entire platform to yourself. All right. And Onyi, they look prepared, and I think we are too.
Yes, we are.
So Onyi will just read out very quickly the pattern is going to go, especially the allotted time to it. And just to mention, we have first, it's going to be the remarks, the opening remarks by the contestant, the candidate, and it will be, the next will be the questions for the moderators. We have questions from association members online. We have a moment when co-debaters will be able to interrogate themselves if they find statements not appropriate or they want to just add to it. And then we're going to have the closing arguments for each of them. So tell us, each of those moments, how much time have we allocated to it?
Yeah, sure. So for the opening remark, we would have 1 minute each. I know that you were anticipating that they will play the video verse, but we have you in person, so we want to hear from you first before we listen to the video. So for your opening remark, we would have 1 minute each of you. And then for the questions, there would be 2 minutes given to you to answer those questions. We have 3 questions as moderators, and we hope to take 2 questions from those virtually for the role of the treasurer. And then you would have a minute for your closing remark. And if you have any questions you want to ask your other participant, you can ask him, but you have 2 minutes as well to answer those questions.
Without taking too much of your time, Mr. Philip, the first question will be just an opening remark. Tell us about yourself, why you are contesting for this position, and why people should consider you eligible to be the treasurer of ANNS. Your time counts now.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Standing on existing protocol, my name is Philip Okunaya. Many of you might have read my professional background, CFE, CPA, fellow of Association of Chartered Certified Accountant and all of that. But this evening, I want to emphasize the fact that I'm an enthusiast for community development. And that has been my trajectory through the university days, leading, student body, being the president of Biochemistry Association, the largest faculty in the Faculty of Science. My service here was no exception. I always like impacting lives, visited the prison and saw that people were not dressed and things were bad back in the Korekpene, And so, I used all my Malawi, entered a bar, got sleeping mat, tanks, established a jeep water system.
Thank you very much.
Is this 1 minute?
Yes.
I'm just getting started. All right.
I know you have a lot you want to tell us about yourself.
Okay.
You would still have the time to say that during your closing remark.
Okay.
Media,
1
can
minute.
we please have the opening remark for the second candidate?
Hello, fellow Nigerians in Nova Scotia. My name is Ihani Voko. I've been nominated for the position of the treasurer of our great association. I'd like to use this opportunity to thank you all for the confidence you have in me, and I humbly accept to serve in this capacity. I'll bring with me my education in accounting, a master's degree in business management, all from the University of Nigeria in Nsukka, and also my work experience in finance, supply chain management, contracting, vendor procurement, and management from various global institutions. When elected and upon resumption, I'll focus on 3 main areas. 1, ensuring statutory reports are produced as and when due and with proper details. 2, ensure that management of funds follow due process and approval processes. 3, ensure that vendor contracting follow open and transparent selection process. I look forward to you all participating on election day so that we can bring about the change we all desire. Thank you once again, and remain blessed.
Thank you very much. So we would go straight into the questions we have for you for this evening. The first question is a twofold question, and it's how do you plan to ensure that the association's finances are managed responsibly and ethically? And can you share a time when you demonstrated financial integrity in your personal or professional life?
So let me just attack it quickly. Since 2015, I've been volunteering for an NGO called Dream Rights. And I've been volunteering at the capacity of the finance director of that NGO. And it's always exciting because I'm always looking forward to the end of the year to prepare the financial statement, which is very detailed. One of the things that pinched me to come out was because I read the financial statement that was released and I was heartbroken. It was not signed. It was just Assure of Nigeria's, everything was empty, I was saying sales revenue, inventory A, inventory B, it didn't speak well, for an association. So I wanted to add quality. Let us have an association, financial statement that is detailed, everything detailed with financial notes. The financial statement of an NGO should not be like financial statement of a manufacturing companies and all of that, that detailed, that things that are expected and all of that. Beyond my role in the position of the treasurer, that is being the gatekeeper for the funds and ensuring that protocols are fulfilled, the bylaws is followed, approval and every other thing is in place. I'm looking at adding quality to the executive mix. My wife was saying, don't go. I said, there's a problem in this ANS. Can't you see what is going on? And I think I have what it takes to stabilize things, right? So I want to add quality to the executive mix. At executive meetings, decisions will be taken, motions will be passed, they need to be still there, that would add quality. So that's why I'm sacrificing myself, I'm a busy man, but I know I have the capacity to just add that value. So I'm coming in that respect to, bring in systems and controls, so that those gaps that we experience in, the outgoing tenure are, further, bridged, and so that we'll have a very good association. So that at the end of the 2 years, when these incoming executives are handing over, those things we've been experiencing over the years will be, non-existent. Thank you.
Thank you.
That was right on time. Thank you. Before you take the second question, can you adjust the mic a little bit?
Okay.
There you
Better?
go. Better, yeah.
Oh.
Better. All right, so the second question is simple, straightforward. What steps will you take to ensure that our programs and events remain accessible to all members regardless of their financial circumstances?
So that looks like a question for the president, but I'm going to still take it at the same time. So being a voting member of the executive and, being in executive meetings, or maybe I should just, let me double back within my two minutes. I'm not just appearing on this stage, right? Yeah, I'm not just appearing on this stage. I've always been with the association, right? I've always worked with the association since I landed April 2022. You see me volunteer for programs. You see me, wake up every morning. We are doing summer camping. We are doing barbecue, and all of that. Carrying stuffs, carrying corns from, Sobeys and, just volunteering, with my car, my kids. We all carry the corns and everything, For the past 4 months, I think I've been like the only one on the ANS, airport picking, newcomers from the airport. And many a times they come very late, from Nigeria, and flight are always postponed, and I'm always picking them, several times, 1 a.m., 2 a.m., you see me tiptoe from beside my wife, enter into the car, and I'm going to the, Halifax airport to pick these individuals, just adding value to life, making sure people are happy, people are, well onboarded, and the impact goes on. Many a times you see them send me a message to say thank you or just to check on me and all of that, and always very happy. Being a treasurer of the association, definitely we are taking this a step further. I'll be working with the president and every other executive people that are on board to make sure we're expanding this impact, working on what the existing executive have done, bringing new ideas. I saw several ideas, flying, from the other presidential candidate. These are fantastic ideas. Whoever wins the presidency, we come in, we work together, and we make this happen. One thing that always pains me, is coming for meetings, and we only have like 20 people gathered, 25 people gathered, 30 minutes gathered. It's painful. As a member of the association, one of the duties is to turn up for the monthly meetings. There are several people, here today that are so passionate and speaking all around on social media, but these people were scarce, were found wanting in the past 2 years, and are just turning up today. If we all gather for executive meetings, we'll add in our intelligence, we add in all those beautiful English we are speaking on social media, and we'll move motions. Resolution will be passed, and we'll do something great together. It's 4 minutes, and I think I'll stop. 10 seconds, I'll stop here now. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Philip. You're very disciplined with time, I must say. And that's a very good thing to note there. Hope other candidates are also they're watching and they're learning from them. Now, the third question from us here before we go online is simple also, like I said, not presidential. All right? It says, how do you plan to keep the community up to date or appraised of financial changes within the association? What are the strategies? How do you plan to keep the community appraised, informed about financial dealings within the association?
So the role of the financial secretary, one, is to always give monthly and quarterly, financial report and to up to date, bringing the association up to speed. And even though that's not the role of the treasurer, but man, I'm going to work with that guy to make sure we're up to date. He won't sleep, you know. And of course, I love the fact that he's also a banker. I think he's a very intelligent, smart guy. So it's going to be very easy, and I'm sure life will not be difficult, right? You know, working with him. So I'm also going to be adding my value to it to make sure that, okay, these are detailed enough. And one important thing, I think someone even mentioned it at the last debate, is we don't, at every meetings, there is financial reports. We are up to date. So we're not even waiting till the end of the month to give, a detailed, we will do that at the end of each year, right? But each month we are presenting meetings. So it's a duty of every member of the association to always be at the meetings, because there they would see the statement. We won't stop there, definitely. We would also circulate it, to, every member of the association.
All right. I think you are being generous here with time, and we appreciate you for that. So we have questions that have come in online, and the first one, Onye, do you have them already?
Yes. There are quite a number of questions online for you. So I think the first question is, what do you think about the current, I'm just going to merge two questions together because I think they're related. What do you think about the current financial state of ANNS, and what would you do as if you're elected as a treasurer to make sure that the ANNS programs are affordable for members? That's the first question.
It was October last year, was in November, at one of the general meetings, that I also asked a question, and I wanted to understand why I thought it would be heavily subsidized like the summer camp. And, for whatever reason, I think I've forgotten the response, but I think the feedback I got afterwards was that, yeah, it's heavily subsidized because there was a lot of contact. My kids were not privileged to attend it then because, and a lot of things are happening today, right? And we learn from the past, and the future can only get better. Thank God we have opportunity for grants to do programs. But when ANS started, there was no grant, and people were doing stuffs. The executive were spending their own money. And probably I should take 1 minute to address that part, because it's relating to that question. The role of the executive, serving, should not be received as an opportunity to come and take advantage of, whatever, funds is in that office. No. People should know that people coming to serve into capacity to lead are selfless individuals, people that, are ready to spend their own money and be spent and spend their time. I don't know about that, but for me, the motivation is eternal rewards, not fame, not, just eternal rewards, seeing that you are impacting life and making life okay. So, twofold. If income comes through a lot of people paying their annual dues, then funds become available. I've seen lofty ideas like subsidizing stuffs for people that are members of the association. I buy that 100%. I support it into two. Where there is grants available, which is part of what I said, then there should be a way of making it free. Or if it's not free, substantially, maybe a $1, a $2, just to commit people that, yes, they are doing stuff. But of course, things is going to get better. My time is up.
Thank you. As a follow-up to that question, what, with specific examples, really, what controls will you put in place to implement and ensure that the disbursement and use of funds is not being misused?
So, it's very critical to understand that control is very key, and process must be followed. So if I'm privileged to, lead in that office of the treasurer, the first thing is to ensure that we have sight of every of our accounts. We have both the big banks, both the smaller banks, we are checking, working with the outgoing executive, and then also doing independent due diligence to make sure that, okay, we cover every of our accounts. Now, from the bylaw, the signatory to the bylaw are the president, to the account are the president, the FinSec, and the treasurer. So, of course, and the FinSec and the treasurer are both signatories. So we have to have a situation, a system, because that looks a bit big. Right now, I don't know the mandate for the account, whether it is either 2 to sign, 2/3 or design. But one thing will be constant. We're going to make sure that that is followed into 2. I don't believe there would be a situation whereby we would allow any room for any compromise. Because the financial secretary has to be up to date at every time T on every financial obligation and every fund that is leaving the association and that is coming in. And the same thing applies to the treasurer. And so the system that will be in place is before any money goes out, I must know. The FinSec must know. The president must know. The three must know. And there must be an agreement. If there's no agreement, then we are coming to the executive house and the motion must be passed. But hopefully we're having quality set of executive that will be making right decision for the body of the association. I won't be spending funds on things that are irrelevant or that is not moving the association forward or that is not impacting lives. So having said that, something came to my head now and flew away, but hopefully it will come back. I don't know if I've been able to answer the question.
Thank you very much. It's up to members of the community to know whether or not you answer the question.
Oh, okay.
All right. So we have members of the community who are on Zoom. We want to listen to them right now. And we have, I think, 1 or 2 questions from them.
Okay.
And those questions, however long it is, it won't be more than 30 seconds. Zoom. Yeah.
The volume?
Mr.
Hi,
Chike.
Thanks for that question. Thanks, the presenter and the treasurer. I just wanted to ask you, you touched on a few things that I wanted to ask, but so my question is, have you had a chance to look at the financials? And is there some things that you thought, because you actually used the word irrelevant, is there some things that you thought were irrelevant in those financials?
Of course, not in bid, but in excess. There were a lot. I thought I gave example of some of those things. Number one, the financial started with sales revenue. We are an association, so there shouldn't be sales revenue in the financial reports. We could have revenue and streams of revenue. The financial should have detailed, the revenue that came from, payment of dues. We should see those there. We didn't see that. It should show income that came from grants. If it's not in the body of the financial statement, it should be in a note to the financial statement, detailing the grants that came from this body, from this body, from this body, detailing the amount. Those are what we want to see. But I was saying inventory A, I was saying inventory B, I was saying inventory C. Like, we don't have inventory in NNS. So I thought maybe it was just a copy and paste from a Google or a template, which I don't understand. So those were irrelevant. So you're saying inventory A, and in front of inventory A was 0.00 Canadian dollar. Inventory B, 0.0 Canadian, inventory C, and many other irrelevant like that. We don't need those 0.00.
Yes, Philip, sorry to cut in.
Yep.
I guess they want to know what are you going to do differently based on the report you've had time to look at?
No. I think I'm actually asking this question. This question was specific.
Yes.
He asks a specific
Have
question.
you looked
What
at
are
it?
those items that I saw in the financial statement that I'm saying is irrelevant? And I'm answering it. Those are the specific statements.
I'm trying to tweak it.
Okay.
What would you do
so
differently?
This is a new question.
It's a follow-up to that question.
All right.
You've
So I
seen
just
it.
want to make sure
You've noted all the things that are not right. What are you going to do differently?
Goes
30
without
seconds.
saying. I
30
thought
seconds.
I mentioned it earlier. So it's just to do the opposite of what is there. Earlier in my speech, I mentioned the fact that, note is not my role as a treasurer, but of course it's what I'm going to make sure the financial secretary do, right? To make sure that the notes is detailed. I told you earlier on, or I mentioned, is what I've been doing for several years, preparing financial statement. I'm a financial statement enthusiast. I love to, because I prepare it too. I'm always looking for what users of financial statement we want to see. And those are what the financial statement, So it should be detailed. We want to see all the inflow that came in and from which body and the amount. This will be in the body of the financial statement. You want to see how it was spent, to whom it was spent, the major vendors that you use. Because users of financial statement want to see, they want to make sure that, things are done, properly and transparent. we're talking about vendor selection, which is a very sensitive part. You just want to make sure that, we're not just selecting one vendor. It must be transparent. Things are going to be done on merit basis. You're not just going to say, okay, we want to do stuffs, and we're going to seed it to this vendor. No. There's going to be a proper criteria. Okay, why are we giving this vendor?
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I think you've addressed that question. One more question from Zoom, and we will let Philip go. 30 seconds.
Thank you very much, Nico. My name is Ugochukwu Ezemenari. Thank you, the moderator, and thank you, candidates. Yes, you have spoken well. And my question is still following up on the financials. From your professional perspective, do you believe that the financials that we received on the 7th of March from the association, do you believe that financials is audited or not?
Did you use the word audit?
The second part of it.
Was that audit?
Is it an audited financials statement? From your personal perspective, that financial document that we received, is it an audited financial statement? And then secondly is, what do you think about the financial statement as a whole? Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Ugochukwu. I think these questions have been addressed. Unless the part of whether or not you want him to confirm professionally if it was audited or not. Do you have an answer to that, Philip?
Yeah, so one of the characteristics of an audited financial statement is you're going to see the signature and the name of the auditor that reviewed that financial statement. And the auditor is going to make a remark on that financial statement, whether it is prepared, true and fair, keeping it simple. On the statements you and I read, we didn't see that. We didn't see the signature of the auditor, whether it was signed. Apparently, an auditor couldn't have reviewed that because, that wasn't really good financial statement.
So yes or no, you think it was not audited?
It's not an audited financial statement that was presented.
All right, thank you very much.
Yeah.
So to this extent, I think you have answered all the questions from the moderators, from your members online, YouTube, as well as the Zoom. Thank you very much, Philip. You may come down to
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. We are going in real quick because we do not have so much time for members of the presidential position.
It's been actually very heated. Philip was on the hot seat, considering that he was the only one standing. That was quite interesting.
Yeah, and I think people are concerned about the second candidate for treasurer, and it looks like he's not connected right now. So we'll just we'll pass. Of course, he's going to do his campaigns, right? He has his materials out there, and I believe also that he has his fans, fan base. But yes, so this is the moment that I think everyone has been waiting for.
Exactly.
The most exalted position in ENNS. Right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, without taking our time, let's invite Abdul Onobanjo up to the stage. We also request the second candidate for the presidential position, Azuka Onwuka. You are in the house. Please put your hands together for this wonderful man. Men of timber and caliber. If you see the campaigns, they'll be here. All right, and the third, not the last. Is it the last person? The other person dropped off. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we invite Adegoke Fadere up the stage. Put your hands together for him, please. The Presido incumbent. It's good to have you here.
It's great to be here.
Yep. I haven't heard that voice for a long time.
Really? I thought you heard it about a few weeks ago.
When you start preaching and, keep going and you won't stop. It's good to have you all here. You guys look prepared. I'm ready for tonight. So, the first person to go, Onye, will be, who do you think, ladies?
So before they kickstart into the into the heated debate tonight. We'd just like to remind everyone that we would take their opening remarks, 2 minutes each, and then we would go right into the questions. For those who will be sending in questions online, please, before you send the same question, scroll through the chat to see if someone has sent a question that relates to what you want to ask, just so that we keep it rolling. Without much further ado, I would go from Mr. Goke to Mr. Azuka, and then to Mr. Abdul. I always call him Afar.
That's cool.
To Mr. Abdul for the opening remarks. You have just 2 minutes to give us your talk introduction and whatever you want us to know about you. Within the opening remarks, you have 2 minutes. So please take it away.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Adegoke Fadare. I'm running for the president of the Association of Nigerians here in Nova Scotia. I'm excited to be here because it allows me the opportunity to probably be able to clear so many air or so many things that have been said out there. By career, I'm a project manager with the province of Nova Scotia. For those who are wondering if I have a job. I also sit on a couple of boards. I sit on the board of the first advisory for Feed Nova Scotia, where we help to channel things about food security. I also sit on what is known as the advisory board for Black Health Affairs in Nova Scotia, where we help with the promotion of healthy living in Nova Scotia. I also have the opportunity to sit on the board of ANS by virtue of being the president of the association. I ran in 2022 because it was important for us to begin to broaden the horizon and to deepen the horizon. These last 2 years, we have spent time broadening the association from what was initially an HRM-based organization to having a provincial spread across the province. That's some of the things that we have done. In the heart of the broadening of that was we created what is known as a website, a functional, versatile e-commerce website. Now our members are able to pay for their membership dues through the website. Not only are they able to pay for their membership, they are able to book for appointments and things like airport pickup. The airport pickup was an innovation that does not cost the association a single cent. It was simply the army of volunteers where we gathered together to pick up people. The user experience that people have is that they book and we pick them up at the airport for free. We provide them the first meal, and we have done this for 82 families since the start of my tenure. Another thing you need to understand is that we also introduced what we call the meet and greet session, which offers the community to welcome these individuals for them to have an orientation about what it means to live in Nova Scotia. And as a result, from the welcoming, they move to what we call the initial training with RBC. And these are some of the things that we have planned. My time is running.
Thank you very much. Azuka, take it away. 2 minutes.
Okay, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Azuka Onwuka. People call me Brand Azuka because that is what I have all over the social media, every platform. I am a communicator, a professional communicator. I'm a brand management consultant, a strategist, a journalist, and a personal coach. I studied English at the University of Nigeria, and then I did my master's at University of Lagos, and then I did my MBA at University of Nigeria. The results is still awaited. I was doing my PhD in Nigeria before I came over to Nova Scotia. In terms of what I have done in community, from my days in secondary school, I was the senior prefect of my secondary school. And when I went into the university too, I was the editor and in charge of the Association of English and Literary Students. And when I graduated, I've been in associations, in volunteer in organizations. I've worked for my community, the Newi. I'm the president of Organihu Newi community. I am now a member of the Halifax Heritage Advisory Committee as a member of the board. I am a board member of Iruka, a think tank, which is a think tank for the Alex Ekweme Federal University in Nigeria. So in all ramifications, I have worked in different capacities. I am an ideas person, a strategist. I am organized in planning things and creating templates. And I will tell you more when we go into details. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Over to you, Mr. Abdul.
Hello. Hi, my fellow Nigerians. And my name is Abdul. And a lot of people, I think my name is Abdul Gani Onabanjo. A lot of people call me Abdul. And I started my career as a software engineer. Then from software engineer, because it's too boring for me, then I decided to shift my career into product management. I'm a senior product manager, and I've been an entrepreneur since when I was young. Then I registered my business in Nigeria. That was 2005. I was 25 years old then, and that business has been a tremendous achievement in my life. And today, I moved to Canada in 2016, and then I registered my business here. And my business is also incorporated, providing sub-metering solutions in the next few months to come. And when I landed, I've been part and parcel of Association of Nigeria, and the logo that you are seeing today, I was the PR of the association. I created the logo, and I was part of everything that has been going on. And I've been seeing that the Association of Nigeria should have provided more than what is currently going on. And the reason why I want to come on board to make sure that what the Association of Nigeria should be providing to the members should actually be provided. So you should not be spending lavishly, and there's a lot of things that is going on with the financials of the Association of Nigeria, and how we can improve on this and make the association be accountable, transparent, and all activity of the association should be inclusive for everyone, not just for people who have the money, people who can pay the money to attend to it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. We go to the next segment of the debate, which is questions from the moderators. We have questions for you bordering on integrity, transparency, accountability, leadership style, commitment to service, financial management, inclusivity, and handling of community issues. And the first question, Onye, do you want to let it out?
Yes, let's go for it. So I will start from Mr. Azuka. You would take the first question. Once you're done, we will go over to Mr. Goke and then Mr. Abdul. 2 minutes to answer the questions. How do you plan to build trust and openness among our members, ensuring that every decision made by your leadership is transparent and accountable?
Okay, thank you. If you have noticed my campaign material, it goes by the acronym ITA. If you remember, if you came in as a permanent resident, the moment Canada gives you ITA, you know you don't land. That is invitation to apply. But in my own case here, it is integrity, transparency, and accountability, because that is what I am. It's not what I talk. That is what I have been from childhood. And for you to be able to lead people well, they have to trust you. They have to believe whatever you are telling them. So if we talk about issues, the first thing that I will do, which everybody will know, that I will not, as the president of this association, I will not be a contractor, a vendor, a supplier, or anything of such. I will not benefit from the association. And my wife will not do that. My family will not do that. And I will not allow a member of the executive to do that. If you want to do any business, please, you go out and do business. You should not be working and telling us that you are recusing yourself and then you are supplying things for the association. That is, no matter how you put it, it is not morally right. So that is the way, the first thing that I will bring to board. And then I will ensure, I saw what the Board of Trustees wrote the last time, this week, saying that the ethnic associations are not allowed. But the Constitution says that the satellite organizations, which are ethnic associations, are recognized. So if you want to get all the elements of society, you bring everybody to ensure that they are represented in the governance of the association in decision making. And I grew up in a community where you have the Omona, you have the quarter, you have the village. All of them work together to ensure that the big body, they are not seen as divisive, they are seen as branches that get to the grassroots to get everything working smoothly. Thank you very much.
It's important for us to recognize that accountability for us is not a buzzword. It's something that we have lived and we have demonstrated throughout these 2 years. Every decision that we have made, we've always made it because there's a budget being approved, either by the board, either by the members. For example, the Nigerian week that we keep talking about, it was a budget that was not only approved at the board, we presented it to members. Members, we went through with it. People talk about vendor selection. We, for the very first time in the history of the association, created a vendor selection process. It's interesting to note that actually Uche Ivoke was one of the people I tasked with that mandate, which I think the wife of the one of EI who is running for treasurer, with the secretary to come up with a vendor selection process so that we can deal with businesses within Nova Scotia, within Nigeria community in Nova Scotia. That's some of the things we did. We worked throughout the last 2 years, not cherry picking people, but people who we recognize their business, who had submitted based on certain criteria, certain weighted criteria that we had developed in order to do that. Another thing regarding integrity, it's very important for us to recognize that we have been very open and transparent with the financial. Somebody, for example, said that the report is not audited. One of the things you need to understand is that that financial signed official presentation of it is at the AGM. What we have tasked ourselves to do is to ensure that people have it weeks ahead of time so that people can have discussion. It's unfortunate that people have run up and down without calling to verify some of the figures or information or assertions. For example, somebody said, oh, we spent 30-something thousand for food and drinks. They don't understand that the food and drinks was the amount that someone paid throughout the year for events like the dinner night of the African dinner, the African barbecue, at the barbecue that we had, that had hundreds and hundreds of people. At the barbecue that hosted about 2,000 people. Those are what we spent the money for when you see food and drinks. These were not things that we began to award contracts to ourselves. These were things we did open. There's transaction, there are traces for everything, for all that we have done. We put proper documentation in process and they were followed. It's unfortunate that people are not aware, and we would educate people in the next few days so that people can understand what we have done. We have led this organization with integrity, and we will continue to do so as long as we have the trust and the buying of the people.
Thank you very much. When you look at what is going on, we are talking about transparency and accountability. And to me, all of these are just kind of something that is very, very alarming right now, that the Association of Nigeria in Nova Scotia does not have procedures when it comes to spending. And one of the things that I am putting in place is transparency and accountability. And all of these processes are going to put in place. We're going to make sure that every quarters of the year, we present an accounting statement. And all of this process is going to be something that, because the reason why all of these are going on is because there is no check and balance. And the president, in any way, in any form, can carry out anything without even consulting the executives. And this is why you see most of the executive resigning before the tenure of the president ends. I mean, before the 2 years tenure. You see many of the executive, they are resigning. And this past executive and this current executive, most of the members have resigned. And the only people that are staying there is the only people that can listen to them, that they would follow them on all those processes. And this is one of the things that is making all of this to happen, is because of the bylaw that they are just dribbling about. And we're going to make sure that the association put a review, bylaw review committee. That's the first thing we're going to do, to make sure that make sure that no one, every quarter must be in the bylaw association. And another thing, if you are currently the president, if you want to recontest for the election, you have to hand over to the to the BOT. So we are going to make sure that the bylaw committee put that into law, so that you don't be in your position and still be contesting, because you are using the office to fund your campaign.
Thank you very much, Abdul. The second question, we would start with Abdul. and then Azuka will follow in that order. All right, so in recent times, we are all aware of the tribal divide within the Nigerian community. What strategies would you deploy to create and encourage an atmosphere of unity, inclusion, and belonging for Nigerians in Nova Scotia, devoid of tribal divide? You have 2 minutes. Go for it.
Thank you very much. When we were coming on board in 2017, when I came in 2017, some group of people came to meet me that, okay, we want you to contest for the Association of Nigerian President. PRO, we want to nominate you. Then the first, those set of people said, oh, Igbo have been dominating the position for a very long time. And one thing I told them is that if it is Igbo has been dominating or Yoruba has been dominating or something, I don't want to know about that. What is the problem? What are the gaps that we need to fill up? What do we have to do? So that was when I said, if it is on that note, I will be able to come on board. So, and we came on board with one Nigerians. One Nigeria, then fast forward to till today. And I think most of the problem that is happening today is because of vote buying, because of a membership fee. A lot of people are canvassing to people to pay their membership due so that they can vote for them. And because some people are now voting for those people because they are being paid. And these people does not even know what is going on in the association, especially the student. So now, fast forward to today, those people that were doing it the last time, paying for people, are now, other group now pay for them, for other students. So these people, because they are now saying that there's an issue between them, they are now coming out to say that is a tribal, they are now trying to play tribal card. And this is what I would say. You can't go out there and recognize yourself as Igbo or Yoruba. You first of all say you are Nigerians. And as a Nigerian, this is the only example we can give to ourselves in this part of the world to come out as one voice. This is only Nigerian association that we have to come out with one voice. Thank you.
Thank you.
You say
Yes.
it's me? Okay. Okay, thank you. The first thing that I will do, you're talking about harmony, unity, and building that. Yes. One sad thing that I have noticed is that even though we left Nigeria, most of us have refused to drop that thing that did not work that made us to run away from Nigeria, because most of us ran away actually from Nigeria. Because when somebody who is working in a bank as a bank manager or a senior manager leaves everything, leaves his house and everything and comes to Canada in his 40s or 50s, he is actually running away because something is wrong. So we need to build a new way of doing things here. The Canadian way is working. The Canadian way is diversity, inclusion, and equity. Yes, they are doing merit, but they are also using diversity to ensure that every organ is represented. One way I will do that, the bylaw, as deficient as it is, has provision for special committees and standing committees. I will form a diversity, equity, and inclusion committee that will ensure that everything that concerns the ethnic groups, it is stated in the bylaw, that is 2.1.25, that ANNS shall recognize every registered satellite organization at the annual Nigerian Independence Day celebration. So the ethnic groups are allowed there, that is to register. Now, we have the satellite organizations. The best way, I can't teach people how to speak Yoruba. I can't teach them how to speak Ibibio. But if we support the satellite organizations to operate, and they will be like branches. If we know what happened in the Bible with Moses, his father-in-law Jethro said, if you continue to govern over these people, you will burn out and you will die. Set up people who will be there attending to local issues so that you can look at the general issues. So the satellite organizations will look at those issues, and then they will harmonize, and then we'll have a seamless organization.
Thank you very much. Adegoke.
one of the things that is very clear is the fact that people are talking about things that we are trying to do and we are doing. One of the things that we have done during my leadership was we supported cultural groups like even the Yam Festival. We sponsored the Yam Festival. I was there in person at the Yam Festival. I was honored by the various leaders of that group. It's important for us to recognize that what is happening is not about tribe. We, over the last 2 years, we have supported our people. We have never considered ethnicity. We've never considered religion. We've never even considered tribe in any sort. We have filled, for example, last year we did about tax filing for about 100 Nigerians. We did consider what religion they were or where they were located in Nova Scotia. As long as they were Nigerians, we picked up people at the airport, not considering that. We ensured that people were able to come for our Dare to Dream camp without considering culture, without considering ethnicity. One of the things that is very important, and which is one of the objectives of my second term, is to ensure that culture is domiciled inside ANS. Culture should not be domiciled outside of ANS. It should be domiciled inside of ANS. And there are many things we're getting ready to do because the building, if elected, the building that we're going to have, which is going to support our businesses, where our business will have an amazing boardroom that will be able to come in to have board meetings, to be able to help their business with virtual office, will also support after school and culture. In that place, we will promote culture. One of the things, if you look at the definition or the responsibility of the association, is to promote culture. And so it's important for us to recognize that we already are trying to do that, and we want to accelerate that. What we have spent the first 2 years doing, when we met the association, there was an enormous work for us to do. We have broadened it. What we are intending to do in the next 2 years is to deepen the association. And some of those things we're going to have are going to be cultural groups. Yes, those cultural groups will be supported by various cultural whatever, but it's going to be domiciled under ANS. And that's what we're getting ready to do. So our children will not lose their culture. They will not lose their sense of identity. We have the idea, we have the roadmap, and we're going to get it done.
Thank you very much, Adegoke. And the third question from the moderators. We'll begin with you, Azuka.
No.
And then, no, we start with you.
We have gone this way. Okay. If you
Yes.
want, no problem.
Yeah. We started with him.
We
the
started
first
with me.
question.
Okay.
The first
Started-
question.
No, so that we'll get. It's not so that we'll remember. You started with him, and then you came to me, and then you went to him, and then you know you should go.
So
but if you want me to take
the first question, he took it, and he was next, and then you. So we know the order. Everything is in order. So you're going to take the last question from us. It were meant to be 5 questions, but
No
we're
problem,
out of
anyhow.
time, and we want to give opportunity to people online to equally ask their question. All right, to the question. As president. Oh, yeah.
So it would be Mr. Azuka will be the first, Mr. Goke second, and then Mr. Abdul third.
Okay.
Okay, we go in that order. And that question is, as president, how do you plan to fund ANNS to balance the financial needs of the association with the affordability concerns of our members, ensuring that everyone can participate in our events and programs?
Oh, sorry, I didn't get. You say, how do I need?
As president,
Okay.
how do you plan to fund the association in order to balance the financial needs of the association with affordability concerns of our members, ensuring that everyone can participate in our events and programs? Let me just rephrase that. A lot of people are saying they shouldn't be paying dues to participate in the election. They shouldn't pay dues when there is camps, Nigerian Night, and all those programs. How do you intend to raise funds to still do all these things? Please
Okay.
go. You have 2 minutes.
Okay, thank you. Yes, if we start by getting grants for the organization, and I told you the first time that when you are trusted, when people believe that their money is not funding you or funding things around you, they will be willing to bring out their funds. If you remember that the first Nigerian airport that was built by the indigenes was built by Sam Mbakwe, people raised money. When there was a problem with the second Niger bridge, I wrote that people can actually mobilize money and build it if the federal government was not serious. So if people trust you, first of all, is that there are members of the association who will be willing to donate. That is one. But we will also continue with the grant, because Canada supports that very well, to raise funds through the grants. But if we have the funds, there will be no need for Nigerians, after getting all that money, I will not pay $30,000 to bring out a musician and pay first class to bring Timi Dakolo to come here and sing for us. When people pay money to come and watch it, the people who pay that money were not the people who actually belong to the association because they could not afford that. So if you have the grant from the government, there will be other ways. I will be willing, for example, to bring out $1,000 to support ANS if I trust the leadership, and we need, for example, to build a house, to buy something, we will be able to raise that fund. There are people here who are willing to, but the lack of trust is the bone of contention. So then for the students, we will also find ways. For example, that program, students could not attend it because they could not afford it. And people are here just to pay to vote. We will organize it differently.
Thank you very much.
One of the things that is obvious, I hear a lot of, there's a lot of lack of information or knowledge on certain things. So let me try and help you out a bit. Obviously, we inherited an association that was purely and primarily dues-based, right? And the truth of the matter is government do not dash you money or simply because you exist. That's not the case. We found a way to be able to get money out of government, and it's because government trusted us. Every single dime that the government has given us, we have accounted for it, and we are also going to account for it with our members at the AGM. It's important to say we have moved the association from just dues-based to what we call the project funding. Where we are going, that's not the destination. The destination is for us to become a settlement service. We are now what we have packaged into what you call a guest or a welcoming society. But we need to get to a settlement society. When we get to that place, we'll have what is known as operational funding, and we'll not have restrictions. Let me explain certain things about grants, because I hear a lot of this. Do you know that the Dare to Dream camp, when we receive the money for grant for it, there are many things we cannot do with it. One, we are not even allowed to buy lunch for volunteers from that Dare to Dream camp. We're not allowed to, not just buy, we're not allowed to buy gift card for so how else do we do that when people are with our children from morning to night and we know what the cost would be? So the way we do that is that we factor in those the charges or those whatever you see as $50. We charge $50 for 2 weeks. You don't find such anywhere else in Nova Scotia. We need to be mindful when we say some of the conversations we say, because it portrays us as being naive. And the amazing thing that I want to say, especially to all the leaders across the Nigerian leaders across, you have direct access to get right information from me. Nobody, I said not one, whether on this stage or people who are talking things around, have ever called me to seek for clarification, which I would have gladly offered. So when we have grants, our grants many a times have conditions. Some of those grants will have that they will only make provision for about 70%. Somebody talked about the Nigerian Festival Week that we brought people.
Thank you very much, Mr. Abdul.
Okay, thank you very much. So first, let me just say that the Association of Nigeria is supposed to create value. The executives are supposed to create value. And from that value, then it will encourage members to pay their membership due. So when we came on board in 2017, there was zero and only executives that were actually paying the membership due. So while we wanted to do a program, which is passport exercise, and the passport exercise will put a fix of $220 for that. And a lot of people stepped back that they were not going to do it, that it's too expensive. Then we went back with the executive. I brought the idea that since we don't have people paying for membership due, why don't we just slash this and say if you're a member, financial member, you pay $120. So if you are not a financial member, you pay $170. So this encouraged a lot of people that have stepped back to come back. So they came back and they now started, those who have not paid their membership due, they started paying $170. Those who have paid the membership due pay $120. We recorded 50 people that came for that passport exercise. The following year, we repeated the same thing. We recorded, at least at that time, we recorded about 25,000 revenue, internally generated revenue. Then the second year, for the 2019 passport exercise, we recorded over 100 people that registered, that did that passport exercise. We recorded over 50,000 internal, not government fund. So with the government fund that is now coming in, which we can actually leverage on that as well, should be able to make every event of Nigeria Association be inclusive for every Nigerian. Like the Nigerian night should be inclusive, not for $90 access fee. Which student cannot be able to afford that? That's $1. That's the income of somebody per day. And another thing, 30,000 for a musician, which as it, that 30,000, Nigeria cannot record at least scholarship for a student for 10,000 since inception to date.
Thank you
and we are
very
paying
much.
that amount of money for a musician. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So we would go out ahead now to the questions that have come in from online. Before I read the ones I have, there are 5 questions on Zoom. I think the Zoom participants, if you are still there, the order in which we would take the questions would be Hallie would ask a question first, Yinka will go next, Ifi would be number 3, Oyela June would be number 4, and Joseph number 5. So when we get to Zoom, we would let you ask the questions, 5 of you, 30 seconds each, and then the contestants will answer all those questions at once. But before we go to Zoom, I have a few questions that have come in. I'm going to read them. And then you can answer them accordingly. There is one for the 3 of you to answer, and the question will be, you can write it down, and if you forget, let me read again. Okay. Can you run us through your succinct plan for the next 2 years with timelines on what you intend on doing for ANNS? That is question number 1 for the 3 of you. And then there are specific questions for individuals. So I will start with you, Mr. Adegoke. Someone has asked this question. You would answer them together, sorry. The income statement showed a bursary grant of $45,675 with $500 as grant given. During your previous debate, you mentioned that a bursary of $3,500 was disbursed. What happened to the balance of the money?
I guess the question...
I'm sorry, okay, before you start, I need to ask everyone. Then for Mr. Azuka, the question here for you came during the last debate. You quoted, well, the person quoted you. You said that you will be a watchdog to Mr. President. What exactly have you come out to do now? Don't you intend on being the watchdog anymore? Then Mr. Abdul.
Yep.
There is a video that perhaps some figures were mentioned, and they're trying to understand the source of your information in that video for those figures. You have 2 minutes to answer both questions, please. You can go ahead.
So I will talk about the bursary. So the bursary amount we gave out was $3,500. And we got that from contributions of members because there is no government bursary to ANS to give out to members. It was different businesses that endowed those bursaries that we gave out. So if the person is looking at the income statement, probably not looking at the entire picture, maybe looking at a quarter, because the monies came at different points in time. Regarding the 2-year plan, when I was talking about the dreams and the vision for ANS when I was running 2020, people thought it was impossible. See, I don't want to go into various details of all of the things, but one of the things I can quickly talk to you about is that office space that we're getting ready to have. That office space is going to be a place where new Canadians, that Nigerians that will arrive here are going to be able to volunteer and be able to have Canadian experience. It's going to be an after school. We're going to have an after school. We're going to have an after school program, which we're going to begin to do. It's going to be an after school that will be able to promote culture clubs. We're starting our sports clubs. Those are some of the things that we're getting ready to do. And they're not things that we're planning to do in 6 months' time or so. It's if I'm re-elected, we're going to start them right here because I understand the method. I understand the how. I know the system. I built the bridges, the connections to be able to draw out those resources. Government does not give you money because you have an idea. That is not why you get money. There's a method to it, and I understand the method because if it was just about an idea, we would have been getting money since, and they are not giving us money for free. So it's important for us to recognize that what we are getting ready to do, you quoted the figure about 40-something thousand or something for bus. There's nothing such like that. I don't know what that particular figure is, but we gave out 3,500 to 7 different students, and they were endowed by different businesses within the Nigerian sector that sent, and some individuals gave some of those money. I also personally, as the president, contributed to that 3,500. Just like in 2019 when I came into, I was part of ANS, I ensured that I raised the highest money. And the question we should be asking each and every one of these, where have you been the last 2 years? What contribution have you made to the association, to the development of our association? My father would say it's only a grave digger that starts at the top. Have you started from the bottom?
Thank you very much, Mr. Abdul. Over to you.
Yeah, first, like I said, this the main avenue. I'm just going to use a kind of a roadmap terminology to just start from providing value first, because before you can get money into the association from people, And I know that the members can pay more than $50 per annum. Per annum for their membership, for the membership due. We need to create value. That value will encourage a lot of people to pay the money that they need to pay. So first, we are focusing on creating value to now generate much more revenue into the association. And of course, to get money from the government is money that is already waiting for us there. There's no any strategy around it. It's already waiting for you to access it. All you need to do is to provide the right document in place. When you provide the right document, you get the money. And that money is not even money that, like I said, in the last year, my previous administration, we didn't leverage on that money because that money was not given to us at that time. But now, we are now using something that will jeopardize that money coming to us right now, the way we are spending the money, because we are not spending the money rightly. And what I'm going to do, like I said, is just going to be a strategy to create a value that will encourage members to pay membership due. And that membership due is not just going to be, I will make sure that at least people from their own mind, they get membership in, then we can leverage on every other avenue to sponsor every program.
Thank you. I think you didn't answer the second question. Where did you get the figures in the video from?
Yeah, the account is there. They presented the account, and they also, there's no smoke without fire. So there's no smoke without fire. The account is there.
Leaders
so let's bring out the account. It's everywhere.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, thank you. The most important thing I will do as the president of this association is to create a template. That is what, an organized template. What is working for Canada that made us to leave Nigeria to come here is that they have a system. If a leader like Donald Trump were to be in Nigeria, he wouldn't have lost, the last election. But the American system is bigger than Donald Trump, and he can win again. The president today cannot not stop him because the system is bigger than him. So when we create a system that is organized, that is understood, and that will be starting from the bylaw. We need a new bylaw. And that bylaw is the one that will state everything. We have seen all the phrases of the bylaw. We will review the bylaw to get a standardized document. The bylaw, for example, are you with me? The bylaw, for example, says that the AGM will hold in January, where a March. The bylaw says that the tenure of the executive will be for 2 years. The last executive was elected in February, where a March, we don't know when they will take over. So, we have loopholes. We have already broken the bylaw the way it is. And we don't even know, if what we are doing. And the law says that anything we do that's not according to the bylaw is null and void. We're already breaking it. So, and we ensure that we'll have an organized bylaw that will protect, the interests of our people. Secondly, we started this. I was here 30 minutes before the time, and I was the only one with the cameraman. I will kill the Nigerian time and Nigerian spirit. We cannot leave Nigeria and come here and be doing Nigerian. It is insulting and embarrassing to us. We must be doing things in time. The one is that I will create, Nigeria has the biggest professionals in the US, according to Obama. And it is also here too. I will create a media group that will help to boost the image of professionals here.
Thank you very much. In about 15 seconds, I don't think you answered the question that was directed at you. You said you were going to be a watchdog.
Yes.
15 seconds, just give us a response to
that. Yes. I said that after this election, I will be the watchdog to the administration. But when the electorate rejected the president and the treasurer, because he was the only candidate, and they rejected him, rejected the treasurer, and the treasurer had the decency to say, I have been rejected, I won't run again. So now that there is vacuum, I felt that there was a need, and people called me to come out.
Thank you very
much. I'll
much.
have to respond to that.
Sorry, you can have time. Make note of it during the interrogation time to respond. Can we please have those on Zoom to ask their questions? They have 30 seconds each. Okay, so I think I'll just call the order again. Harley, you have 30 seconds. If you go past 30 seconds, I'm sorry, we will have to cut you short. Hali would go first. Yinka will go next. Ifi would be number 3. Oyeladun number 4. And Joseph number 5. Please, 30 seconds. Contestants, you're not allowed to answer until they've asked all the questions. And then you have 2 minutes each to answer the question. You can go ahead now. Hali is muted. Is Hali there? Okay, Yinka, please go ahead with your question.
Ali, go ahead and unmute yourself.
Yeah, sorry, we're moving on to Yinka. Yinka, please go ahead with your question.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes, Yinka, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay, my first question goes to Mr. Adegoke. It says in the midst of the mudslides, personal attacks and name calling over the past few weeks against you and some members of your outgoing executive, some school of thought called for and expected you to step down, step aside, or jettison your ambition. But we saw that you did not, you maintained your cool, but still in the race. How did all this shape your perspectives, especially with insinuation of looting, with reference to a certain 450 grants that
Thank you. Thank you.
Furthermore, what do you say to those who ascribe your
Really?
to office or to run again as beyond mere volunteering, insinuating there must be more to it? In summary, what makes you think, what drives your passion to serve that way?
Thank you very much, Inka. We get your point. It is noted. We'll go to the next person.
Mr. Leko, please, if you can help us mute them.
They unmute yourself, Hali. If not, if you go ahead and unmute yourself.
I'm here. I'm ready to speak if that's okay.
All right, go ahead. Is that Ify? If you go ahead.
Yeah, great. Hi, everyone. Good evening. Thank you, contestants. My name is Ify Ezeminari, and here is my question. It's two-part-fold, so I'll go really quickly. My first question is, how do you plan to keep open lines of communication with the community? And my second question is, how do you plan to make sure that you gather enough input from the community members to ensure that the projects you're investing your time and effort on are perceived as valuable and inclusive to the larger group of the people?
Thank you,
in the
Ify.
community? Thank you.
Thank you.
Ify, who are you directing this question to? Is it the 3 of them or one person?
The 3 of them, please. I really want them all to answer to that because I think it's really important to get input from the committee members, and I'm finding that that's not a priority yet.
Thank you very much. Next person, please.
All right, thank you. Oyeladun, you have the floor. 2 minutes.
Thank you. Quickly, to Mr. Abdullah and Mr. Azuka. The incumbent president went unopposed at the concluded election, and I was wondering why both of you did not run in the race at that time. Could it be like an afterthought, and is it safe to say you both are not prepared for this position? Thank you.
Joseph, over to you. Thank you, Ify. Joseph, you have the floor.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Loud and clear, we can hear you, Joseph.
Okay, my question goes to Mr. Adegoke. He has been very high on transparency and shouting transparency up and down. My question is direct. Sir, why was the vote of the president wasn't displayed in the result of the last election and that of the treasurer? And 2, how many votes did you get? And 3, is it more, does it look transparent showing the results without those 2 offices? Thank you.
So I think for that last question, the president.
Ali, are you there now?
No. I'm sorry, Mr.
hold on.
Leko. We can't take any more questions. Yeah.
Media, you are mute. Only you can't hear you. Ali, are you there to ask your question?
For media, please tell them we can't take any more questions. Yeah. Well, we're done with the questions from Zoom. Mr. Goke, that last question would be directed to the Electoral Committee.
But the truth of the matter is they did send a follow-up mail to members of the
so that is why we're saying it's not your answer. Thank you.
He will answer it.
Okay, so you have 2 minutes each to, I'm sorry, sir, before we call you. You have 2 minutes each to answer the questions that they've asked you individually. So please take it away. We would go with Mr. Abdul, Mr. Goke, and then Mr. Azuka to answer those questions. And then afterwards, the chairman of the Electoral Committee will come and answer the last question.
Okay, thank you very much. The first question says open line of communication. Like I said, I said one of the problems that we have with the Association of Nigeria currently right now is accessibility. And what my office has put in place, what my administration will put in place, is to make sure that every member of the association executive are accessible to them. Currently right now, we have somebody's house where they use as office of the Association of Nigeria. We have all the property of the association in somebody's house. So I can't go to anybody's house to go and do anything right now. So my office is going to open, my administration is going to open a Nigerian office. This is what a Nigeria office. And this office, the two plans we have for it, if you can afford a bigger place, the bigger place, part of it will be office, where I map one office and a boardroom where we can rent out. And part of it will be for daycare, where we can actually create a daycare for our children to accommodate, and this will sustain itself. And this will be part of where we can be able to generate revenue. And every Nigerian that needs anything with our Association of Nigeria will meet us in this office, and we can be able to employ people in this office that will work and reduce the workload of the executive, because the office of the Association of Nigeria executives are voluntary. So we have our primary duty. And for the workload not to be too much for us, we have to share the load. We have to employ people. We have enough money. If you can spend $30,000, if you can budget $150,000 for Nigerian event that is not inclusive of everybody, then we can finance an office. That's the how we're going to be open line of communication for everybody to be accessible to us. Then why did we just come out initially? We realized that we are all busy people. We are all busy people, and I have my primary responsibility. This is the Association of Nigeria. We just need to come out to do a voluntary services.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Next, please.
Oh, I'm next. Okay, so when you speak about open communication, the first thing you must ask yourself is, how have you broadened that yardstick so more Nigerians have a voice? Before I became the president of ANS, Nigerians in Sydney, Truro were never heard. Nobody sent them. Nobody were interested in them. We created that bridge. And because of that, we have more communication. We created for the first time ANS WhatsApp community group where every Nigerian can be a part of it. Now we're trying to do it for the ones in Sydney also because the group is full. We have over 2,000 Nigerians on that group. It's important for us to recognize that our website is also another opportunity. The media reaches out to us because of our website, because they can chat with us and we can receive the messages. We have been very open. We have increased the database of the people on our subscriber base of newsletter, which was about 400 about when we took over. We have about 2,000 people presently on our subscriber base because we constantly send out message on a weekly basis. We have paused because of this whole process of the election, but we have been doing that. So we've been open with our communication. Another important thing for us to recognize when we talk about openness of communication is the biggest challenge we have with people is that the people that are asking many questions now have never showed up at any meeting. Even the candidate on stage for 2 years, no meeting, no dues. They have never paid dues. He has not paid dues for 2 years. And suddenly, because of an election, he remembers that he can pay dues. It's important for us to recognize that the reason why people that are crying is because they have never shown up. If you show up at our meetings, you will get the answers. It will be a place for open conversations and communication. That is what we have been committed to. We also opened up a direct line through Google Workspace where people can call us and leave, and people do call us for those before they arrive from Nigeria and the rest. All of these things are already there. The problem I should be asking is, have you accessed this? Have you shown up at a meeting? Have you shown up to come and hear your point of view rather than trying to be on social media?
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Azuka.
Azuka.
Okay, yes. First of all, is that I am a professional communicator. There was something Mr. Adegoke said. He said that nobody came to him for information. He was actually waiting for people to come so that he would explain to them. No, I won't wait for people to come to me. When you leave any vacuum in communication, people will fill it with gossip and rumors. And that is what happens. In crisis management or in issues management, you don't leave any room for. We have a PRO, but I will be the chief communicator. And that is that he will be doing his job but I will be the chief communicator in the sense that while he's sending messages and doing all that, I will be, excuse me, no, they are talking into what I'm saying. So, I will be the one reaching out to the media. I told you about the capacity of Nigerians have the third biggest immigrants in Canada here, according to reports. But we are never reported in the TV. 2 years ago, there was a report by CBC that cars are being stolen from here and taken to West Africa. Lagos was mentioned. I wrote to the CBC. I said, you are talking about, cars being taken away. You didn't tell us how they are being taken away. They are not pins. They are large instruments. 2 months ago or 3 months ago, CBC did another report about how cars are taken away from Canada because they were blaming us and not blaming how it was happening here. So I will take that carrot. I will do a monthly report. That was what he was quoting. I was the one who said it at the last meeting, that I will be presenting monthly accounting, monthly report. And I will also ensure that there is a quarterly in-house, in-person meeting so that we can see one another.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I know it has been extremely heated. A lot of questions coming. You have so many things you want to say, and you don't have enough time to let us know, which is very good. We are testing your ability to summarize what you have in mind. So please do bear with us. So the next thing we're going to have now will kind of be the minutes for you guys to interrogate yourself. If you have questions you want to ask one another, that is the time for it. Now, I am so sorry, forgive me, before I get fired by the the chairman of the Electoral Committee. Okay, so you have perhaps 30 seconds to respond to that question number 4 before we get to the candidate.
Okay, for the question about why was my face is not showing, right? Okay, for the question about why the result of the president and the treasurer was not published, actually, that was my error because we agreed as a election committee to just publish just the winners, okay? So, and just to put the numbers, not because in that election, we had options for yes and no for the unopposed candidates. So when that was being removed, when the no was being removed, so somehow, as Excel now, I mistakenly removed the numbers for the president and the treasurer. However, once that was noticed, I sent that result to the two contestants, to the two candidates. Goke had 160 votes.
That's 60%.
That's
so 60%.
Hold on.
For people who say I'm
Goke, he needed 182 of that number to meet the two-thirds of the 277 votes that were cast for that election. Also, Bimbo had 166. Bimbo also needed at least 182 to get the two-thirds. So they still did not meet the two-thirds. Hence, they didn't win the election. And again, I also sent that result, I think 2 days later, to the entire committee in another email I sent. I apologize for the mistake, and I also attached the result there. Thank you.
So for those who said I was rejected, I scored 60% of
you are rejected. That is the truth.
No, I am sorry.
Thank you.
I'm so sorry.
Thank you.
We can start our exchange for the language
No,
of
some
the
people-
bylaw that
excuse
speaks about...
No,
me.
if you want us to debate, we can debate.
Azuka,
Yeah.
we are moderating here.
Thank
Thank
you.
you very much. So we don't have so much time. We want you to go first. If you want to interrogate any of them here, you have 30 seconds to ask the question, and they have 1 minute to respond. All the questions
I
at
have a
once.
quick question for Mr. Onobanjo. One of the questions I have is, I'm a bit confused. You talk about no dues, then you talk about dues. So I'm just, what exactly is your stand regarding that too? And this second one is for both of you also. Azuka says, Mr. Azuka said he's a master communicator. And as a journalist, one of the things you do is you never run with unverified source. So if you say you have sources of information, did you ever attempt to confirm many of those so-called sources, especially?
Did I say that?
There are a couple of, there are a couple of things that have been credited to you, not just today, that you said on social media, and assumptions that have been made that have not been verified, like which has not been.
Thank you very much, Mr. Degoke.
Let me answer.
Abdul, you're going to answer 1 minute.
Okay. You are talking about no due or due. First thing, in our Association of Nigeria, there's a financial member and there's non-financial member. Everybody are supposed to welcome into our Association of Nigeria. The financial members are people who pay their dues. And those are the ones that are supposed to get the benefit of every event our Association of Nigeria is organizing, either free or minimal amount of money to pay. And non-financial member, you are a financial member because you are a Nigerian. That's why I said, for you to vote, it should be your passport or your national ID card that identify you as a Nigerian, not by paying due. And the paying due now is what some group of people are now using to buy votes. So we should.
Why did it take you 2 years to pay your membership?
No,
dues?
please.
Okay, let me. I will answer
Or
that.
more,
I will answer
or
that.
even 3 years.
I will answer that for you. I
Please.
will answer that because you did not provide value, and I cannot be paying that money. It's a little money, but I can pay more than that. The Nigerian barbecue, I donated over $200.
Which of the barbecues?
The barbecue during the PYR, I donated money.
Please.
So, but this one they called me, I did not donate because you didn't provide value.
Thank you very much, Mr. Abdul.
What am I answering?
I work hard to make my money.
Okay,
I
thank
want
you
to
very
give it
much,
out for
Abdul.
something.
What exact question? Because he said there are some rumors. I don't know the rumors he credited to me.
He's asking you for the information, the things that you have said tonight or have put outside. Did you verify
No,
them?
he
as
needs
a
to say.
journalist?
I don't know because I don't know what he's talking about. Can he
specific things
can
you
he
need
mention
to
the so that I
verify?
can because I don't delete anything I have posted online forever. I
He
don't
took
do that.
time to ask those questions.
I don't know what because if
Okay,
he doesn't
so we can
if it's
take
not
this-
specific.
we can take this as you don't have an answer.
No,
to
no,
the
no, no,
question.
please, no. That would be very, very unfair
He
to
asked
me.
the questions.
No, that is he's not specific. Can you tell him to say this thing you said, this thing? I will ask him my own.
Do you have any specifics in 10 seconds?
Obviously, it's hard for me to because there are a lot of stuff that has been quoted
Just
to
one.
him that has been
One.
said.
They have been quoted. You didn't see them, and they are credited
Mr.
to me.
Zuka, just 1 second.
No
Do you
problem.
have one
No
or two?
problem.
No, that's rumor, completely.
No,
Okay,
but there
so
are
we
screenshots,
consider
but no
this
problem.
as no
Rumor.
question, no answer.
No answer ahead. So
all right.
Now, the comment he made about no payments, no payments. I guess he wasn't talking about
I
me
wasn't
because
referring to you.
I've been
Mr.
paying-
Degoke, please hold on, Mr. Zuka. Please let's maintain.
Okay, I have been
decorum.
paying my dues since I came in. Somebody asked. I have answered this. Whether this is an afterthought, why we didn't come out at the last election? I said that I didn't want to come out because, just like he said, I'm a very busy person. I know that the moment I take up this job, it will take my time, take my money, take my family, everything. So I didn't eagerly want to come out because there wasn't anything to gain from it. But when he came out and he was rejected, why was he rejected? He didn't make. Some people scored 250 in that same election where he scored 160. So I felt that the people said no to him, and then there was a vacuum and people asked me to come, and I considered it, and I came out.
Thank you very much for yielding. Abdul, you answered the question. You're going to be the next now. If you have any questions to ask any of the candidates there, you have 30 seconds to do so.
Okay, my question goes to Goke. My first question is, you invited Timi Dakolo for the event. And maybe if you want to give us the figure now, if you don't want to give us, it's left to you. I want to ask you, what procedures do you pass to invite a musician? Did you put it into house before you invited him for people to vote the kind of musician they want? Or you just went all the way to bring him on board? And my second question is this to you as well, is that you are talking about accountability, but we haven't seen any form of accountability in everything that you have actually done in all your processes. You are only talking. There is no record that shows your accountability processes. Thank you.
Well, I wish you come for those meetings. I know you said they don't create value for you, so that's why you don't show up. It's unfortunate that you don't show up for something that you want to lead. So in those meetings, right, we brought out the name Timi Dakolo. Even the budget that you refer to and the amounts that we're going to pay Timi Dakolo, we ran it too. It wasn't just something at executive or at board level, right? It was also with members. We had a meeting and we ran through each of the line items or figures. So that's important. And that's the reason why when leaders don't show up, that's what happens. When leaders run with unverifiable truths, that's what happens. And that's why I would ask you to please try and be more involved. Not just trying to lead something from the top, be more involved. When I lost in 2019...
No, at that meeting, they picked Timi Dakolo to
please,
come.
At that meeting, as a leader, we talked...
Did you put it out?
I put it out that we're inviting Timi Dakolo. And there were no objections to that fact. So if there were objections, if people in meeting, it would have been noted. But there were no objections. And when it was time to present the budget, we presented the budget. You speak about accountability. Listen, in your time, because obviously you didn't finish the time when you were PR because you resigned. I hope you won't resign again if you are even elected. But the truth of the matter about accountability, one of the things that we have done is that we have proper record. Listen, the board is aware. They've seen.
Thank you very much,
You'll be amazed about the documentation.
Thank you for your
Everything is
time.
processed. This is the first time we have produced a report, a financial report, long before
time is up, please. Let's respect this time, please. Your people are watching online and they are watching all these things. Let's conduct ourselves with decorum. All right, Azuka, you have question for either side. You have 30 seconds.
Okay, my question will go first of all to Mr. Adegoke Fadere. In your 2 years tenure, was there any time you were a vendor, a supplier, a consultant, a contractor for ANNS? And did you, that is either in your capacity as your person or your personal company, did you benefit from that? And how many times did you do such thing for the organization?
So I can tell you.
Hold on 1 second. Do you have any other question for Abdul? No.
No,
Thank you
now.
very much. All right, go for it.
I can tell you that in my 2 years, I did not collect contracts. So one of the processes that we have put in place in ANS is that we do not disburse money ahead of time, right? What we have done is that whenever there are services, even people who have done even this election will recognize that they will spend their money and you will have to receipt back for it. So at no point in time did I issue myself or give myself a contract, neither did any member of my team. There were disbursements that we used our money for and that we require, which is also supported by the bylaw. We didn't come to ANS. The executives that were voted in 2022, 2024 did not come in broke. You might see that we have passion for the work we do. I think we do have a job. We are heavily busy. I hear the word busy, busy, busy. Half of the time, you cannot have been as busy as I have been. So, but that's not an excuse. We do this job because there's a question that was asked, moderator.
My question was, did you or your
I've answered you. I just answered you that I never did. There's a question somebody asked me online that you've not allowed me to ask. Somebody asked for the mod slides, why didn't I call it quit? Or I was asked to call it quit. That question was not answered. I hope at some point I'll be able to address that question.
Address it. We give
okay,
you 15
so
seconds.
one of the things that I think transgenerational, and it's important for us to note this. One of the things that whether we like it or not, we are always going to be in the minority here in Canada. Our children are going to grow up in Canada and they will have all kinds of statements, remarks, and words tormented and thrown at them. It's always easy to quit. It's always easy to quit, and it was easy for me to walk away to quit. But one of the things that was important for me is to ensure that I send a message to our children, to another generation, that your vision is valid, that your vision cannot be discountenanced simply because some group of people have a different opinion about you. I am still in this race because I want my child, my son, my little boy, my girl, and many children that are Nigerians, that regardless of what is thrown at them, you don't call it quit simply because of an accusation that is unfounded and not based on truth. You would always stick. It's been said, quitters never win. And it's important for that message to resound in the nation. That's why we did Dare to Dream Camp, so our children can dream.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Please, let's put our hands together for these people. They've done so well. And we are completely out of time. But we're going to give them... do we have one more question that we want to... Okay, I don't think that question is still... it's ready at this point. We're going to give you each 2 minutes. And that's going to be for your closing argument. Please go straight to the point and respect the time. We're going to start with you, Abdul. Azuka will be next. Adegoke will be last. Go for it.
This is what I'm just going to say, that tribal religion have nothing to do with us. We are in a community that we have a lot of nationalities that are even more than us. So if you are coming out to say, if you go to anywhere, anybody asks you, you can't tell them you are Igbo or where are you from. You can't say Igbo or Yoruba. Even if you say Igbo, they will ask you, where is that from? You still have to mention Nigeria. So this is the only place, this is the only, Nigeria is the only thing that we can use to have a one voice. And the good example we can lay down for our children is to make sure that we come together and support the economic activities of Nigeria in Nova Scotia. And this is what my office is going to do, to make sure that we bring in, we make Office of the Association of Nigeria accessible to everyone. And by making it accessible to everyone is by creating value and also making people to have access point to us. And I just want to use this to let us, please, for those who are being paid to vote, make sure that you don't vote based on people voting, paying you to vote. So, because the membership deal is meant for them to provide value and not for them to pay you. That is why you see them, they are not doing anything. They organize event, is very, very expensive for you to go. And the only people there, and you will find about 500 people at that event, half of them are not paying the membership due. But that's not the problem. The problem is that the event should be inclusive. It should be for everyone. It should welcome all Nigerians together. And this is what I just want to say, that we should be actually come together as one. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Azuka.
Okay, thank you. My final word will be that as the president of the Association of Nigerians in Nova Scotia, I will ensure that Nigerians start to think like one, and that they start to imbibe those values that has made Canada attractive. And that is that there are systems and there are templates. I am a process person. I will build templates that will be running on, that nobody should come and be bigger than that template. Secondly, I will ensure that there is seamless communication. When I say that I will be the chief communicator, what it means is that I won't wait for people to come and get information from me. I am not a lord. I am not a king. I am a servant. And this job is a job that I know that it will take my time, it will take my money, it will take my peace of mind and my everything. So I will do everything to ensure, now that I have come out, I will do everything to ensure that I do it well and do it to the letter. And I will build that trust, that they will know that when I say what I have built all my life is my name. If you mention in Azuka, anywhere, people will tell you that they know who you are talking. And I won't want to soil it with anything. As I said, I won't be a supplier. I won't make money from this. And when people go to buy things from us, they won't come and just give us report. You will give us report with receipt, everything, atemize, toothpicks, everything, state it down, let people know, so that people who are donating the money will not feel that you are building your house or buying your clothes, through their money. That is transparency. And I will be accountable, and I will show them integrity. Finally, a lion lives for 10 years, but the lioness lives for about 16 years. Why? Once the lion loses its pride, it becomes vulnerable.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Adegoke.
It's clear tonight regarding what we need to do as an association. I think what is very paramount is to look on this stage and ask, what is the thinking or the mentality of the leaders that we have in front of us? The question is, the leadership, is it a question when you lose an election, like in 2020, and you disappear and say no value was added? Are you saying you cannot bring value to the association? one of the things that I'm proud about is the meet and greet session that we had. In 2022 was the very first time we had a meet and greet session, and I'm glad that's when I met him for the first time. That was the introduction that he had with the association. It was because of that meet and greet. Now he has a voice to speak to all of Nigerians in Nova Scotia. That is what we have done in the last 2 years. We have broadened the scope. We have allowed it possible for people to be heard regardless of their status. We have made it easy and seamless for Nigerians to arrive at the airport and not worry about how would they get to their location. We have made sure that it is possible for our students to be supported because they have mentors or professionals to have. The next 2 years, what we're getting ready to do is time to deepen the association. I ran 2 years ago saying we want to broaden and deepen. We spent the last 2 years to broaden it. It's time for us to deepen it. How do we want to deepen this? Like I said, we're getting ready to have those cultural groups. We're getting ready to have those cultural dance, language classes, the training workshops that will help our businesses. They will have virtual, be able to use the office for virtual spaces. It's going to be an incredible time. We'll have an amazing boardroom. I see it already. When I spoke about a Dare to Dream camp, I had people in my team who were worried for me. I thought I was insane because we had $0, but we found a way. Every single money we have spent, when they give you money to spend by government, there's already a pre-approved budget. If we ever went outside of the pre-approved budget, people would not be giving us money today. So you can take it from me. We worked with the budget that was approved for every single expenditure that we made. And that's what I'm so proud about. And I want to say thank you to everyone who worked with me and all the volunteers.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Goke. Thank you, Mr. Zoka. Thank you, Mr. Abdul. The community has heard you. It is now time for them to go out and vote who they want to lead the association. Thank you to everyone who logged in as well tonight, our members online, people in person, and thank you to the group that let us use their venue today for this campaign.
The Believers
Thank
Church.
you so much.
Thank you
so much. Believers House Church, yeah.
Let me say this quickly. Pastor Shea was one who picked me up at the airport the first time I arrived in Nova Scotia.
Thank you very much.
It's people like this that make it easy for me to serve.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And this is the end of the debate. Thank you very much, and we wish you luck.
Thank you so much, sir.
Take care.
Thank you. Thank you, man, for all the great job you did.